white people have more issues with gun violence. They, especially in America, have had gun ownership longer than anybody else has. Again, they have this massive love affair with guns, and so now it's just coming back to them. And like I said, it would be nice if some of these people would say, you know what? In addition to us going to lay in Washington, we're coming to Chicago.
Okay.
And, Detroit and St. Louis. We're coming to in Louisiana, because it's not just Chicago. It's everywhere, honestly. And we're going to come do these die-ins where you guys live so that we can bring awareness everywhere. And so, Charles, you say, it's a celebration of self-degradation, ignorance, idol worships, and worse, as the system completely stole soul and rap music from the black artists. Yes, they have done that, but they've always done that. But now it's just, it's like, who originated with the rap? Was it black people or was it white people? That's something they've always done, but we also know with the history of black music, a lot of our people who are gone now, but they were given these bogus contracts. They thought they were going to do all right, but then, the white people ended up with the rights and the
publishing
money,
and all that stuff.
All of that kind of stuff. And so, now they're just able to capitalize on it because you remember, we weren't there, but back in the day, the music we would listen to, white people wasn't really feeling that. But then they was like, oh, well, what we going to do is we going to, steal the music. And then we're going to put some white people on it, So that's nothing new. We just need to build our own labels, get free of them completely and let them have that stuff. It, to me, is watered down, anyway. It's not like we do it. I haven't heard anybody sound like, or any white person sound like Stevie Wonder, or they've come close.
Right.
But I haven't
Bobby
heard
Caldwell. You won't do.
Well, Bobby Caldwell, a lot of people to this day are like, shit, I thought he was white. Black. So, we just need to continue to do it, but we need to do it on our own time and our own dime. Until we get to that point, we're always going to sing the same old story. They keep stealing our stuff. Well, I came out with that and they stole that, And Al says, pass the laws, please. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. If they don't, it will backfire. No gun intended. This guy here. But no, Charles, to your point, I that is how it's always gone that way with us. But we need to get past the point of just complaining, and not saying that's what you're doing, but that's what we do. Oh, they took our stuff. Oh, they're doing that to us. Okay, it's time for another march. Get your boots on. Let's, it's like, okay, well, we're going to march, and then what?
I reserve my time.
Yeah,
I reserve my time.
All right, Maxine Waters.
I reclaim my time.
Donovan is not a fan of Maxine Waters either. But, it's not that he doesn't personally like Maxine Waters. He's just done his research, as I have to. I'm just not as outspoken about Auntie Maxine, because I know that could get you in a lot of trouble around these parts, talking about Auntie Maxine, but,
I was just in her district, and it is like Beirut over there.
You need to quit.
Okay, I'm serious. I got lost, my GPS. I said, to hell with it. Got on the 110, and I took off.
You floored it out.
As long as I was heading north, I said, let me get out of this district.
Said Maxine Waters' district is like Beirut. You need to
It's sad. It's sad. But yet, she's doing this great stuff, and she isn't doing anything at all.
Well, I know that you're telling the truth, because I did my research as well. Al says, Bobby Caldwell sounds like Aaron Neville.
A little bit, yeah. I would say a little bit.
I don't hear it, but, yeah, okay.
Tell it like it is. And I'm going to tell you, folks. Hey, I know that stuff.
Yeah, okay. And so just a couple other things that I found. As far as, so like a lot of people will say, black people, well, not a lot of people, uninformed people say black people commit all the crimes. Black people are committing most of the crimes. Well, that's not true.
Not true.
We know that black people are committing certain types of crimes more than anyone else. But overall, white people commit most of the crimes. And that largely has to do with, because statistically, I think I said that right, there's more of them. In the United States, I think there's 63% of them, opposed to 13% black people and everybody else.
And think about this. Let's cut off the regular crimes that we do as everyday people.
Right.
Since white people predominantly are in the corporation, since we don't have any in this country, think about all of the crimes that happen in the corporate world that go on. So statistically, you are correct.
Right.
White people do more crimes.
They do more
than everybody
crimes.
else.
And also, there's racism involved here as well. Now, if you're you're a police officer, we know that a lot of black people are unfairly arrested and tried and charged for things they didn't even commit. And so you got to factor those things into the statistics, too, as far as though black people are committing these type of crimes more than anybody else. And so, also poverty plays a big role in that as well. Yeah. I mean, where there's poverty, there's a lot of crime. I mean, it's just the way it is. There's no science behind
and
that.
That's in any community.
Any community. Right. And that's what they were saying, too. If you match up a poor black community with a poor white community, the statistics are going to be about the same. Savior's Day address must be over because my father is calling me. You're going to have to wait. And so Al says, Donovan, did you see Maxine Murky Maxine Murky Waters on the BET Women of Honor show with her wig flopping? You know what?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. I don't watch award shows, but yeah, I heard her wig was like kind of twisted like Corrine Brown.
What we ain't gonna do is disrespect Maxine Waters, okay?
Well, she didn't support her Queen Corrine when Queen Corrine was giving.
Here, don't get him started. Corrine Brown from Jacksonville, Florida, who's doing a 5-year stint for fraud.
Tell the truth. She's doing it from stealing from
the babies.
Stealing from the babies. One scholarship, almost $1 million, but she's buying Beyonce tickets. Let's be real. The
scholarship was $1,200 to one child.
One child.
Oh, leave her alone. Leave her alone, Donovan. Okay, it's not like everybody else don't do it.
No. Well, that's true. But you know what I didn't like about Corrine Brown? Well, she said, there's something wrong in the justice system. Well, you were a legislator. Why didn't you fix it?
Why didn't you go do some justice? Right.
Now it affects her. Oh, there's a problem.
Right.
Now she's getting ready to go.
When she get out, maybe she'll turn some things around.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, and so, Savior's Day just ended because I see that Farrakhan made a comment on his video.
Okay, right on.
And so, I don't have anything else about gun laws or, the mass shootings. At the end of the day, I just think we should be concerned, but I don't think we should leave what we're doing to go focus on white. Listen, white people going to be all right.
They're going to be all right.
They got their stuff together. They going to shut the NRA down one way or the other.
I don't think so because NRA is a lobbying group, so I don't think it's going to happen.
They're going to make some changes because, when the money start to walk, it's like, okay, what was y'all saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But at the end of the day, they're still going to be...
Oh, but what about that one chick? I don't know her, Dana Latch.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, that woman was telling it like it is. There are white mothers. The media loves white mothers crying.
Yeah, and where are these bleeding hearts when the black mamas are
in
on
Chicago,
TV crying?
right? In Chicago, you don't see them covering that one bit.
I said, ooh.
She was getting it. I mean, she had some good points.
There's a white woman telling the truth on these people. Mm-hmm. But, she was only doing it to protect the NRA.
Of course. And you got to remember, in our community, guns are prevalent in our community. So there is an agenda by the NRA to keep us killing each other.
Absolutely. It's what you call that eugenics, you know? And then, Al, you say, hey, Donovan, whose hair is more nappy, Maxine Waters, Corrine Brown, or Sheila Jackson Lee? We listen.
We would never know until we can get up under that stuff.
What I'm going to direct you two brothers to do is shortly after this is going over to Farrakhan's video and see how he tells y'all to have respect for black women.
That is respectful.
That ain't respecting black women talking about their weaves and their wigs.
I'm just saying... if you look like Celie from The Color Purple up under them wigs, I would still love you.
You a damn lie. You let a woman come out the house with some Color Purple braids on her hair, you gonna talk about her still. Y'all brothers is foul. You know what I mean? This is a side note, it's a commercial break. Y'all brothers be lying. Y'all are foul and y'all just foul. On one hand, you say you want us natural.
I want you natural.
I'm consistent. Natural.
I'm consistent.
Y'all like, well, not quite that natural.
No, I want a natural. Like I said, when a woman rocks short hair, I love that. I love that. If you look like Florida Evans, sexy.
Y'all hear that? Donovan is looking for a Florida Evans out there. If y'all know Florida Evans, he says Florida Evans. How you
sexy.
Know she's a beautiful black woman.
Beautiful black woman.
I'll keep a lookout for you on
Florida Evans. There you go. And a quick shout out to my Afro Thunderlocks who celebrated a birthday this week.
It's Friday.
Yeah, Friday. Yeah, so
that's my sister, y'all. He has his love affair with my sister.
Yes, monster. Monster.
And then Solomon, what's happening? Charles says exactly. He says, true. Will they listen? What they need to do is start voting as blacks. Yes. That's what like we need to get all our votes together and say, okay, black people, the Federation of Black People, we've decided that we're going to vote with this person. Are we all in agreement? Yes. Let's give all our votes here.
Right. And if that black person is not going to do what we're supposed to do, we impeach them or recall them and get somebody that will.
We move together. We move together. Absolutely. And then, Loria, you say, Bobby Caldwell does not sound like Aaron Neville. Nope. Two different styles and sounds. And that is
she's an
Loria,
expert.
The voice.
The voice.
I agree with you, Loria. I don't see that either. I don't see I don't see the connection.
Well, a lot of people call me the Black Pavarotti. So,
oh God,
I got that very white voice.
Charles, you said I refuse to go there. And he said, yeah, just nappy and happy. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
These brothers, I'm telling you, they need to go see Farrakhan right away. After this show, y'all need to go see. He was talking to y'all.
I love sisters that are natural. I will love you how you are, because that is, at the end of the day, if you look a certain way and I get you home, who are you? Who's this? What happened to Beyonce? I got Celie. You see what I'm saying? Stop fooling us.
Al, because Farrakhan said, "Why do sisters spend more money on Gucci bags rather than her hair and makeup?" Well, I don't know. I don't do it. I don't have a Gucci bag.
You're an anomaly. You're an anomaly.
I don't have makeup. I got some lipstick on. I look filling my eyebrows and some mascara. Mm-hmm. That's it.
But you guys are blessed to have your mom's genes. I mean, geez.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't knock it. If somebody wants to wake up in a wig, that's on them. I mean, listen, some people feel like they need to do that for whatever reason. And I just say, to each his own.
To each his own.
To each his own. If you want to walk out the house with a mop on your head, I'm not saying that.
And looking like a clown.
If you want to put a sheet on your head, we used to do that when we was little girls. Mm-hmm. Wrap a t-shirt or sheet.
Yeah, and let it drop.
But if you want to do that, that's on you.
Sure.
And then Loria says, laugh out loud. Donovan laughing my butt off. Too funny. Donovan, you get what you get. Yeah, we need to be on the lookout for Florida Evans for this brother, because he said it.
Telling you, I'll date a Florida Evans.
Mm-hmm. And then shut up, D. Shut up.
I will date a Florida Evans. I'm serious.
We're gonna hold him to that, because I've never seen you with nobody look like no Florida Evans. Never.
What have you seen me with?
I've never seen no Florida Evans grace nowhere near you.
You've always seen me with a Beyonce type.
And they had some weaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They was light skinned in it.
It's hard to get a dark sister.
They was all, skinny and
it's
all
hard to
that.
get a dark sister.
Now he talking this Florida Evans stuff. He a lie. And Al says, if I see any sister without a big ass, I look at them like a VCR and say, damn, they still make you.
Oh, my goodness.
Gloria says, yes, she dead and gone. But, I'm sure there's a Florida Evans. I'm going to be on the lookout for a Florida Evans.
I'm serious. I will date I love, my grandmother was very...
Chocolate.
No, she wasn't even chocolate. She was blurple.
Whoa.
Blurple. And I mean, talk about her skin was flawless, just dark black.
Blurple?
Blurple.
Brother, did you say blurple?
Blurple.
Is that even a color?
I just made one.
Blurple.
Yes.
Like the color of your jacket.
Yes.
Has a black jacket.
Black. I mean, and her skin was flawless. And I've always, as a kid, loved a woman that had that kind of complexion. I've always loved that.
All right. And Donovan says, not Donovan, Loria says, I'll find you one.
Yes, just make sure she doesn't have a blonde wig, because then she looks like a Morlock. So don't do that.
Florida Evans didn't wear no wig.
Right.
Now we're going to get you a Florida Evans, damn it. You can't.
Damn. Yes.
There's something wrong with him. I promise y'all. There's something wrong with him. But anyway, so that's all I have about the gun. How we doing on time?
We're doing great. We're doing great.
That's all I have about the gun topic and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't want to keep drudging up Monique, but a lot of you guys have probably seen
my goodness,
the interview that she did with Charlamagne. She went back on there. Yes, this fool said blurple, okay? He went back on, she went back on Charlamagne show, The Breakfast Club, and asked him pretty much why he called me Donkey of the Day, and oh my God.
And he was speechless because she fronted his ass, rightly so.
That is what this fool Al said. What about Miss Garrett from the Facts of Life?
Hey, she was hot back in her day, just like Ethel was in I Love Lucy. Ethel was.
What is wrong with you? Kind of.
So.
This fool. Ethel from I Love Lucy.
Yes, look at her when she was younger. That was a beautiful woman.
She was on the show at the age of like 50.
I know, but she was still hot growing up, and she could sing.
Y'all weird. Weird.
Miss Garrett was hot.
Anyway, listen.
Charlamagne the God was on the show.
I'm in public relations, and I said I wish that I could teach a course on how Monique handled Charlamagne Leonard.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. He gave himself the name Charlamagne the God, and he's got a pussy-ass name like Leonard.
Leonard the God. She went in there. A lot of people, still don't believe in her message. To me, that's not even what the debate is about. Mm-hmm. It is how, because some people say, well, why even go through all of that? Well, what people don't realize is, especially when you're famous, I'm not famous, but I still get it, is when somebody tarnishes your name and your reputation, to a lot of people, that's all you have is your name and your reputation.
At the end of the day.
And so when somebody tarnishes it, you have to, and that's what public relations is, it's reputation management, or you try to repair it. So you have to go in and try to fix what, people said about you. And oh my God.
Correct it.
Monique went in there like a surgeon and sliced and diced his ass up so eloquently. And another thing that I loved about it is Monique wasn't in there talking loud to him, crazy, you this, you that. I mean, she laid it all out there. She got him to admit that he didn't even listen at all of the evidence that was before him. But he went to quickly report it. Yes, and then his friend dimed on him and said, he said he was just making good radio. But he didn't, lay out the facts. And then at the end, when she likened him to the dude that walked into the Birth of a Nation, who when the slave master wanted to sleep with the guy's wife, so he walked her to the door and then he waited for her and walked her back out. Yep. I said, Lord, have mercy. That was deep. Ew, just the thought of that. But I was glad that she did it, because I think too often, not just in celebrity world, not that that's really of any consequence to us, but we let people get away with doing us dirty. A lot of times people say, just take the high road, or, he's stupid or she's stupid. No, sometimes you got to let people know. You ain't going to take no shit. Right. That I'm not going to take no shit, and I need you to answer for the lies that you put out there about me. At least be man enough to do it. And I will say this, I bet you $1 to a donut, y'all, that nobody else that has lied on Monique is going to invite her on the show. No, not at all. That's a done deal. Wendy Williams ain't going to invite her on. This cat named John Murray who lied on her. None of those people are going to invite her on. D.L. Hewley, who kind of showed his ass a little bit in regards to her. None of those people are going to invite her on the show and say, well, okay. No, because it's going to expose them. Right. And I got to say this for Monique. If you like her or you hate her, she is one of the few people, be it her stance, be it if you think it's right or wrong, she's taking a stance. A lot of people don't take a stance. Right. So. And to the detriment of her career. People are saying, well, why don't you just be quiet, go away? She is taking a stance, and I respect that. Yeah, because like she said, if I don't do it, somebody's got to do it. Down the road, this young girl, another actress is going to come up and have to go through the same thing. So, and let's see. Y'all crazy. Gloria says, hey, Ethel was younger than Lucy, too. If I spelled her name right. You spelled it right. Was she younger? She was still old, y'all. And then Al says, black female comedians, Marsha Warfield, Thea Vidal, Moms Mabley, LaWanda Page, that was what's her face from on Esther. Yeah. Shirley Hemphill and Whoopi set the tone for today's comics. Yes, and sure did. Monique talks about that all the time. She says the ones before me made it possible, and so I would be remiss if I didn't take a stand for them, because they probably didn't. They probably went through worse than what she's going through. A lot worse. So exactly. I mean, how many casting couches back in the day that we are now? What happened to Me Too? Yeah, whatever happened to that? What happened to the Me Too movement? I guess they got their money and they settled out of court. It almost just like, is it in the Bermuda Triangle? I have no idea. Is it with Jimmy Hoffa? Who knows? What happened to the Me Too movement? They bought it out. Oh. They bought that stuff out. Somebody's getting paid. I heard a peep about the Me Too movement in damn near a month. Yep. Forgot about it. And Al says, I just found out what NAACP means. Negroes are actually cooning for the president. You trying to get, speaking of which, you got that meeting tomorrow.
Yes, NAACP. That's right. At what time?
It's at 6:00. We're not actually a part of the NAACP, but there's somebody speaking that we want to go see.
Yes.
He's speaking about group economics, so we're going to go check it out. But Donovan said he is throwing up the Baptist finger if it's some cooning and shucking and jiving going on.
I'm out. But then again, I got to say this in my defense. Once again, we are going to these events, and I don't see anybody else that keeps saying, shut up or don't do this or don't. I don't see any of these people.
They'll be there eventually.
Okay.
Eventually.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just thought that Monique did. Charles was laughing. I think Monique did an excellent job, and I think that's how you should handle life. Like, okay, I don't have to be belligerent, ignorant, and indignant with you, but I'm gonna lay it all out there.
And did you see his expression on his face?
Charlemagne Lenard.
He didn't know what.
Yeah,
to
he
do.
was just like, "Let me shut
Deer
up."
in headlights. He just.
Because he's used to bullying people, and because Monique wasn't being what some people say a typical black woman, hollering and acting all stupid.
Or going along with the script. Oh,
right. Because she didn't do that, I think he was just shook.
And another thing is, she did it, even though her husband was there, she did all the talking.
Yeah, she did. Well, she did all the talking, and I talked to somebody today who said that they wished that her husband would have did all the talking. She shouldn't have said anything.
She handled her own business.
I totally agree with you. Mm-hmm. I agree. It was her fight, and her husband was there like, I got you, baby.
Right.
But and then some people take exception to her calling him daddy. And
hey, if that's what they got to do,
each his own.
I mean, Afro Thunder's gonna call me Thor. Call me Thor.
Ew. Al says my white friends want to know. What my white friends want to know is Monique, is she into incest? Because she keeps calling her husband daddy, see? Mm-hmm. But see, this is the thing. To each his own. Sure. If Monique want to call her man daddy, great. So some people, they don't want to call their man daddy or their woman mama or whatever the case is.
Baby.
Do what's best for you.
Yeah.
But I think she's explained that over and over again. I call him daddy because he is and has raised me. She said, back in my old relationships, and
it's a pet name.
She said, I was the one with the biggest balls. I was the one
running
the show, telling the man what to do. I ain't gonna do this. I got all the money. You do what I say do. And so she said he taught her that she didn't need to be like that. Mm-hmm. You don't have to speak that way. You don't have to listen. I got you. And so that's why she calls him daddy. Some people is creepy. Some people, I get it. I get why she does that. Now, I'm not going to be rolling around calling my man daddy.
What, Al? You lied to me?
Well, I mean, I'm going to call my man daddy because I got a daddy. That is, a little weird. But I'm not mad at her for doing that. I think we should stop
Everybody has their thing.
Demonize people for, like you said, their thing. Mm-hmm. That is her thing.
Her pet name, that's fine.
And then this is probably why I'm going to get in trouble. So I hope maybe
get in trouble, girl.
Facebook will cut me off. Before
going back to jail? Yeah, going to jail.
Well, I've never been to jail.
Yeah, well, get ready to go.
But I would say this, just from a black woman's point of view, I think some of us have gotten so far removed from, I'm not talking about just any old dude. I'm talking about a good man. We've gotten so far removed from knowing how to be in a relationship with a good man to where a concept like that is foreign. He ain't my daddy. Yeah, what you mean he raising me? He ain't gonna tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. We've gotten away from that. And I think we should not say you should call your man daddy. You can if you want, I don't care. Mm-hmm. But we should at least try to grasp the idea of it, of your man being the head of the household. I ain't talking about just any old dude. I'm talking about the man who deserves to be the head of the household. And I'm gonna say the S word, submit.
Oh, no, girl. I make my own money. Ain't no man gonna tell me what I could do with my money. I work. I go out there. I gotta deal with these kids. Me. Ain't no man gonna tell me whatever. And submit. There ain't no slavery here, girl.
You guys have to watch the video to see this. I told Donovan he has missed his calling. He needs to be some sort of an impersonator because this dude,
But that's the answer you would get from that question. If I had said that, that's exactly the response that would have kicked off. That's exactly the response. And the brothers out there listening, they know what I'm talking about. Submit? Oh, hell, you might as well.
Well, I'm not, again, I didn't say submit to just any old dude off the street, some old cat who's, kicking your ass and taking your car and running your ATM card through the strip joints. I ain't talking about that type of dude. I'm talking about a good man who is doing all the things he's supposed to be doing. That's the man I'm talking about. And so a lot of us, black women, we've forgotten what that actually looks like, and maybe not having so much to say. Let him do what men do. Let him be the man. Let him lead you. Let him guide you. Not saying you can't do that either. One of my favorite quotes says, a man, and I'm paraphrasing, a man worth his weight should be with a woman that should allow a woman to teach him something. But a woman that doesn't have anything to teach him, she ain't worth her weight either. So it goes both ways.
Exactly. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership. It's a give and take. But that's all I got to say about that, y'all. And Al says, I'm scared to even read what he says. He said, if he beats her ass, she will stop that daddy shit and call her real daddy. And she gonna call her real daddy. But no, I mean, they don't sound like she's with that type of guy.
Right. And it's obvious that she has submitted to her man.
She's very open about that she has submitted to him.
And it works in their relationship.
And it works. People need to get past, she called him daddy.
Well, what it is everybody wants, misery loves company. So it's like, if you ain't doing what I'm doing, I'm miserable. Girl, you shouldn't have to do it. And all these brothers, and I'm talking from a military guy, like you'll date a girl from overseas and you bring her over here.
I'm going to turn the camera
No, wait, but you bring this girl from overseas, right?
Yes.
And then, girl, what? You cooking him meal? Girl, you ain't got to do that. You in America now. You ain't got to do that no more. And it ruins that chick because it's like, if that's what she likes to do, let her do it. If that's how it works in the relationship, let them do it. But you got so many women that are just, and men too, that are just jealous of how your relationship is running and it's working for you. But I got all this drama here because Claude doesn't want to come home, at 5. I got to take the kids to school, right? Cleophas, whatever his name is, you're dealing with this dude, and then you see another person that's working for them and you're trying to sabotage their relationship.
Right.
And it's sad. It's just a sad thing.
Claude, huh?
Claude,
Claude
Cleophas.
don't want to bring his ass home.
Don't want to bring his ass home. Because he's over at the VFW with his buddies, drinking and stuff.
Right.
It's sad. And so what works in your relationship might not work in somebody else's relationship. Right. It just doesn't work that way.
I agree. So that's why I said, if she want to call him daddy, great, fine, whatever. Call your man daddy, do you, boo. I mean, it works. Right. And like she said, up until then, she hasn't been with a dude that's been able to get her to realize you ain't got to be so tough. Right. You ain't got to be walking around here because she said it was learned behavior. She said she learned that from her mother, who would talk crazy to her father. Angry. You can't tell me what to do and all of that other stuff. And so, she's 50. So she's now to the point to where she's like, oh,
I ain't got to do all this.
Relationships ain't got to be this hard. Right. Really?
And if a lot of women would understand that, stop being so angry and start talking to each other. If this man isn't meeting the criteria, you didn't ask enough questions in your dating philosophy, you might have to change that up a little bit.
Somebody put up a post yesterday, one of my friends, and he asked the question, why are so many black women, so many successful black women single? And then I said, well, a lot of them are just wanting to get their life together, get their stuff together before they get in a relationship. But I said, a lot of them, you can't say nothing to them. And this one girl, she threw up, well, I got 2 degrees and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I said, that's another problem. I said, we are so quick to throw our degrees up.
Your education.
Yeah, I got 2 degrees. It was like, well, that ain't going to keep you warm at night. That degree ain't going to keep you warm. It ain't going to hold you at night.
I have friends that have PhDs that are broke as a motherfucker. Right,
but he's asking the question, why are so many single black women, successful single black women single? It's because... and I'm not saying it's all. A lot of black women are just like, let me just get my stuff together, But a lot of them, you can't do this and you can't do that. I have 2 degrees. You need to have 2 degrees. Yeah. And I'm all that. And you need, listen, I'm not saying you should settle for no buster. Yeah. But there's a lot of good men out there who are like, sister, I'm just going to go and leave you alone because I can't measure up to... Right. I can't measure to your expectations that probably nobody can.
And that's, kind of in my situation too. It's like, I just won't settle for the bullshit. I'm just not
Right.
doing that. I mean, I'm not jumping through
That's
hoops
because
to be
Florida
with you.
Evans haven't came over yet.
Right. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to jump through these impossible hoops because, a woman like that will never be satisfied.
Right. And that's what I said, too. I mean, so some of our expectations are just like...
unrealistic.
Not unrealistic, but it's just like a man is always going to be wondering, am I going to be able to meet those expectations?
Right. You keep moving the goalposts.
Exactly.
You keep moving the goalposts.
Right.
Yeah?
So
I ain't doing all that.
And Al says there's a reason why Kris Jenner called Bruce mama.
Yeah, we know that now.
Lord have mercy.
Turn that man to the other team. But that Kylie Jenner, I mean, it's obvious Kris Jenner has very strong genes. That's very obvious.
Yeah. But we ain't going to talk about the Kardashians on this damn show, okay?
No.
They on everybody else's show. They ain't finna be on this show.
Okay.
But anyway, you guys, I don't see any more comments.
Well, I have some comments.
Okay, let's bring it on, brother.
I got some questions for you and stuff like that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in my travels, you have these...
I'm scared to even know what this question is going to be about, y'all.
Well, in my travel, like I said, I was in Compton yesterday and stuff, and we
He said travels like he just went all abroad. Okay.
Well, in California, now Compton is actually 70 miles from where we're at right now.
Right.
It took me 2.5 hours to get there.
Okay.
Okay, so in my travels...
Yeah, in your travels, okay.
To Compton, I noticed that, you're in a predominantly black neighborhood, and I saw nothing but Hispanic businesses.
Why do you think that is, brother?
I don't know. As I'm saying, the general population was all black, and you see all these people. You had the Hispanics had the taco trucks out there, or they just pulled up on the corner.
And who ran out? You was out there getting your tacos.
No, I wasn't getting no tacos. But I'm talking about the Hispanics ran out, but a lot of the brothers came out and stuff like that too. And I'm just, you look at that and you say, where are our businesses?
That's a good question, Donovan. And unfortunately, it's sad because, again, as Dr. Claude Anderson says, if you're from a different country, you've heard that, damn, in order for me to be successful, all I got to do is get me a spot in the hood.
In the hood. Treat them like shit.
We're the only community that will allow somebody to come set up shop in our community and we'll throw our dollars at them. They don't even have to do a mass advertising, any of that stuff. We're like, oh, taco truck, or this business and that business. And to your point, there's a lot of Hispanic businesses popping up because we don't practice group economics or black unity like we're supposed to. And so it allows everybody else to come in and set up shop. They know that we're going to give 97% of our money away. Why not give it to me? I'll set up shop.
Right.
Well,
I'm getting tired of going to a Popeyes in the hood and there's nothing but Mexicans.
Well, maybe they own it.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, it kind of throws it off.
Fry your own chicken, brother. Fry your own chicken.
Right.
Liberate yourself.
Right. So it's just, it was just weird seeing that there were no black businesses in a predominantly black community.
Well, but speaking of Compton and South Central, there used to be a lot of black businesses. Right. There used to be a lot of black businesses. Well, we know what happened. Integration happened. Right. Then we had the riots, the Rodney King riots. We burnt up our own stuff.
And don't say they moved out here to the Inland Empire because there's no businesses out here either.
Well, yeah, it's just what we need to do. We need to stop hating on each other and support each other. That's really it. But eventually it's going to come down to that because... we're not going to have a choice. Who's
going to come and save us?
We got to save ourselves.
Isn't Jesse going to come?
No, Jesse's busy.
Al
Sharpton, he got a TV show. He's not coming.
Okay. I just, when you look at that, it's like it's dire, but I have hope. Don't get me wrong. I haven't given up hope. Right. I'm just like, man, everybody else could come here and do these things.
Because, no disrespect to us, but largely we are the walking dead. We're the only people that anybody else, like Farrakhan, he asked a question. He says, could you, as a black man, go set up shop in Koreatown or Chinatown?
Hell no. They karate your ass right up out of there.
And start selling egg foo young? Could you do that?
Nope.
How long do you think you're in business? Matter of fact, you wouldn't even get in business because what they're going to do is go to the city council meetings and say, no, we don't want that in here.
They're going to block you.
So you won't even have a chance
You won't even get the permit.
But to Latanya's point, as far as voting, we need to go and get involved in civics, city council and stuff and see. Exactly. See, because the problem is we don't go to the city council meetings. We don't know what the city council has on the agenda to open up in our communities. You drive to any black, and I always say that, you can tell what your city, hey, Benny, you can tell what your city council thinks about you by the things that they allow go up in your neighborhood. You go through any hood or urban area, I should say. There's pawn shops, there's checking the goes, checking the cash, liquor stores, there's fast food restaurants, there's Dollar Trees, there's all these other things, but there's nothing of substance in the black community. Right.
It's funny that you say that. Remember in Boys in the Hood, a movie that happened 30 years ago, right? This movie came out 30 years ago. Yeah. Remember Lawrence Fishburne, who's playing Furious, he was showing the boys what was going on 30 years ago and saying, this is what they're doing.
Gentrification.
The gentrification was happening. Now, we talk about these movies, Power, Empire, which is, teaching you really nothing. Right. And they're really desensitizing you with the violence, because now I guess the kid in the Power is shooting and killing them.
Yes.
And I don't watch the show. I've only watched like 2 episodes, when it first came out, whatever. And I'm not into it right now because I'm too busy bootlegging stuff. But but they're desensitizing us to do that. But then you got movies that have a message in it, and nobody watches those movies
because we want to be entertained. And so then you have something like the Black Panther, where people are feeling a little bit of pride and black pride, and I'm going to Wakanda and all of that. And you got a lot of people who are just mad about it. They're hating that we are, feeling some sort of pride. And so, Al, you say, what's going on? I saw this new show called Seeking Sister Wife with a black couple into incest and open marriages. What?
Damn.
We really need.
We are falling.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what network would air that. And Benny, where you been, man? You say immigration and how does it negatively affect black people? Well, I got in a little bit of hot water on my page one day because I made a statement that says, if your black politicians are talking more about DACA than they are you as a black person, you should not be voting for them. And all hell broke loose. Well, what a lot of people don't realize, and Dr. Claude Anderson spoke about this as well, is while everyone else is coming in, our issues get pushed further and further to the back. And he also makes a point of saying that in calling ourselves minorities, we get lumped in with everybody else. And so black people, individual issues become more mixed in. Your issues are now the gay rights issues, the women's issues, DACA and everything else. And so we just get forgotten. And so I'm not saying that people don't deserve to be here, but I don't think that's where our focus should be, because black people in America are becoming obsolete, whether we know it or not. Again, statistically speaking, white people used to hold the majority. Black people and Hispanics, now it's white, Hispanics, and black, and we're going further and further down in population. And so while we need to, the dreamers need to come over here. I'm not saying they don't need to come over here, but that's not where we should be focused on. We need to be focused on our black asses over here.
Or how about this? Okay, if that is your focus, when the Haitians are trying to get over here and Trump said, "Get the fuck out of here." Where were the black people to say what,
Right. Well, because that doesn't pertain to them. It's sexier, if you will, to be on the bandwagon with everybody else, because then you look cool. Okay. And everybody else sees you laying down in Washington, D.C.
Right. But for people that have the same color skin as you, you're not willing to do that because it's not sexy.
Right. Oh, yeah. And then Benny says, sup, sister, everything. And he also say, take a break from Facebook for a while. You know what?
I thought you were in jail again.
I know, right? No, that's Jonelle.
Okay.
Jonelle was at Savior's Day. I know where he's at.
Okay. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, I need to do that, Benny. I need to take a break. I take a break every once in a while.
Yeah, I get off every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, just go do you. You're like,
I stay away from it.
There's a world out here.
Right.
Right. And then Allie says, baby, would you share with Donovan and your audience about the black lady in San Bernardino with her sick dad and money? Oh.
Did you kick him while they were down?
No, it ain't nothing to do with me. Somebody that he knows lives out here in California, but her dad is in Texas. But her dad is elderly, like almost 90 or so. And so as she's looking through his bank account, she sees that chunks of money are coming out. Now, normally that's not his thing. And he's been missing. Did they find him, by the way, Al? So he's been missing.
Oh,
and so I told him, I got a little bit mad. I'm like, why is everybody talking about the dude missing opposed to going to find him? I said, if my daddy was missing, I've been on the next thing smoking to go find him. Why are we talking about this? Because I used to work in the bank, and I know that is a red flag. When elderly people have chunks of money missing, coming out of there, there's usually some foul play. And you can't reach this dude. His phone is going to voicemail. Something wrong here. So I don't know.
Pray for them.
Yeah, but we need to look out for our elderly people because I don't know. I just feel like maybe your dad shouldn't be that far away from you.
Right. Well, I can say this. Whenever my father-in-law calls, Demetra is in the car and she's headed up to the high desert.
That's right. She ain't next thing smoking. So. Leave my daddy alone. And Benny says, you're absolutely right. It's not our fight. Yeah, but you know, Benny, I'm telling you, while you was on break, people was coming for my head.
They were coming for her.
You know, like, what are there's black people that's affected by DACA? It's like 3 of them. It's like 3 black people. I mean, obviously I'm being facetious, but to Donovan's point, let a Haitian raft get anywhere near the shore. They're going to take a broomstick or something and push it back. Not today, Negroes. Not today. So, I mean, it's not a whole lot of black people who are affected by DACA.
Right.
I mean, it's just not, you know. But we can't. Come on over, black people, you know. I was going to say something else, but shut up. And then Al says, TLC airs a Seeking Sister Wife show. That show need to be banned. I hope
I'm going to check it out. When is that, on Thursdays?
You stupid.
Is that on Thursdays?
And BD says, our people don't know how to form opinions on their own and are easily told what to think, what to love, and who to hate. Yes. And that narrative is usually coming from our enemies, telling us who to love and who to hate. Listen, and it's not a hateful thing to say black people, we need to focus on our stuff and not focus on DACA and all other stuff. Listen, I know of a good friend of mine personally who is affected by DACA. Now, she's doing what she needs to do in order to stay here legally. And I wish her well. But I'm not going to lie. As I said in the beginning, leave our burning house. They're going to help somebody else put out their burning house. We kind of need to focus on our own house. Otherwise, it just spreads and everybody's going to be homeless, if you will.
Yeah, I have a neighbor right here on the corner. And I told him if the ICE comes in, I'll watch his house while he's gone until he gets back.
That's a damn shame.
That's all I can do.
You gonna let ICE take him up out of here? What? That's not a good neighbor.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to go down there and get your AK-47 in the back.
I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
You do a Rambo flip out the middle of the street.
Nah, bro. I believe in legal immigration. If you came here, and you've been here 20-something years, don't get me wrong, I understand.
Donovan is that dude, y'all. He is that dude.
Yeah, you're on your own on that one.
Wow.
Because if they came here for me, I don't see them coming out their door checking on me.
Okay, they're going to be like, he got some fruit trees back there, got some avocados.
Right, I want his dog.
I got a cat. Yeah, because they already stole your cat.
Yeah, they already stole my cat.
And Al, he says, let them know since they are going for your head. Your hair is real. Lord have mercy.
Wait, didn't you leave here, go to Houston one day and your hair was in ponytails?
It was in braids, yes.
No, ponytail.
I know goddamn well my hair was
with the two handlebars.
No ponytails in my head.
I didn't want to ask you why your hair was like that.
No, my hair was not in no ponytails.
Like you said, I was gonna talk to my man Al and say, what's really going on with you?
That's another show. That's Wednesday's show.
Show, gotcha.
Hey Zuni, you said yes, we have dual struggles against the same enemy. Absolutely, we do have dual struggles. But, again, I'm not saying that we should not care about the DACA issue or any of the other issues. But, black people for so long have been torn in so many directions. Come over here, black people. We need you to help us with the
we need you to vote. We need you.
Liberation movement. Now we need you to help you with the gay and rights, lesbian, all that other stuff. We need y'all over here now. And now we got this gun rights thing, which guns does affect black people. But we need y'all to drop everything you're doing. And not come over here. And so it's like, we just need to get ourselves together. Yeah,
let's do that first, and then we'll worry about everybody else. So,
but anyway, we are out of time here. For those of you guys on the podcast, I do appreciate you tuning in. For those of you on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Every little subscription counts. I don't know, but
your thing keeps going up. D has more followers now than me.
So you got 3 and I got 4.
Yeah, 3, 4. But still, the point is, I dragged you out of your room and that message got out there. So.
Thank you. And then Zuni also said, I get you to fight for self-determination. Yeah, the first law of nature is self-preservation. When we preserve ourselves, then we can help everybody else preserve each other. That's just the way it works. And so I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I will see you guys later next week.
If not Wednesday, if you don't tune in Wednesday.
If not Wednesday, tune in Wednesday. We do have a show on Wednesday. Me and Donovan get a little loose and let her hair down. We'll meet doing that. I will see you guys next week.
Peace.
You can run away from this love.